Hello guys, good morning to everyone, and our vlog for today is different from the other vlogs we usually do. It is something a little bit strange, but for some others it may be usual, but for me this was really unusual because it was my first time to see graveyards near the church. I was born in the Philippines and we don't usually have our graveyards in the church. Okay, so we are here in Church Street in England. We are in London, and I found out that some graveyards are near the vicinity of the church. Not all churches, but the old churches have almost all these graveyards nearby. And surprisingly, it is even in the neighborhood. So for me, it was quite a little bit awkward. But after some time, while I googled some of the reason why, then I was able to understand why these graveyards are here near the church. So in the Cambridge Dictionary, it says that graveyard is a place often next to a church where dead people are buried. So in their dictionary, it's specified that graveyard is supposed to be next to the church. In other places, it's not. Anyway, apparently, graveyards were usually established at the same time as the building of the relevant place of worship. That was on the 6th to 14th centuries and were often used by those families who could not afford to be buried inside or beneath the place of worship itself. However, many churchyards in northwestern France and in the United Kingdom may predate the establishment of the Christian church there today. The use of the churchyards as burial grounds for the deceased was diminished all over Europe in various stages between the 18th to 19th centuries due to lack of space for new headstones. In many European states, burial in churchyards was outlawed altogether, either by royal decrees or government legislation for public hygiene reasons. In portions of churchyards were taken in order for roads to be built or expanded. So now in the modern times, the churches now doesn't have all these graveyards nearby. So it's only the old churches that you can see these tombs. The first time I saw this tomb near the church, while we were walking along the neighborhood, I told myself, why is it near the church? It some kind created in me a spooky sensation because I wasn't used of this in my country or in other countries. But when I've read the history, then I've understood why. And many other opinions said that because the church ground is sacred, consecrated, and blessed by the church, then which would eventually validate the purity of your soul for heaven. Well, these are all opinions. And they said as well that being close to the church gave you protection from evil. They are all superstitious belief anyway. But it says here as well that on a human level, it also meant that you could more easily visit or remember your dearly departed when you go to church on a Sunday, as everyone used to do. Okay, so that ends our sharing for today. A little bit of a spooky feeling and sensation, but you know, there are neighborhood nearby and they really don't care. So you don't care as well, isn't it? Bye, 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 bye.